Okay, so first I'm rejoicing that our 5 Bhikshunis are coming back, and then I'm just awaiting to learn from them. So when I was walking down the road the other day, I went like, rejoice, rejoice, and it's like repeating that joy. So it's like, oh, I'm really happy that they are coming back. Yeah, the Dharma here will flourish, and hopefully we can have a full ordination here. So actually, let's turn the mind. The BBC is actually about turning the mind, so it's not about rejoicing. So it's about turning the mind or mind training. So I find that really beautiful because the external situations might be the same, but when you change the mind, the situation can be the same, but yet at the same time, it feels very different. And how you react to it, how you see it is totally different. So I'm still on the book Mind Training like Rays of the Sun. I'm listening to Venerable's teachings and how she unpacks it. It's taking a long while. The teachings itself is about, I think, 88 teachings, but it's broken up into many details, so I'm still slowly chewing on that. And I think that really helps because it helps me watch my motivation, to be very careful of my body, speech, and mind, and then be more mindful and have more intentional on what I'm doing. Like, even simple things like just offering. Sometimes I forgot, sometimes it's very sloppy, but now I try to make it a point like, okay, I'm really doing it to offer to the three jewels instead of just put it up and, okay, go, done. So that's what I'm trying to do. And also, it helps to cut the numb thoughts, the proliferating mind. And then, I'm just trying to use it to maintain the 10 virtuous actions and abandon all the 10 non-virtuous actions. So it helps me to keep my ethical conduct in place. And also recently about Geshe Tapke's teaching, he has been talking about stabilizing meditation and analytical meditation, how the two balance together. And I really like that. And it seems like I need to have this ethical conduct first, and then I can get the stabilizing meditation, and then using that analytical meditation to go into it. So he seems to be outlining the 3 higher trainings, but I'm not sure. I have so many questions on that, so I'm just taking my time and then just really listening to his teachings again and again. And then he did talk about emptiness as well. And, those big terms are always on my back burner, like, oh, emptiness, tantra, okay, to the back. But now it's like, when I listen to it, I actually teared that day. It's like, wow, this is something that I want to look into. But, okay, slowly, yeah. So I'm just seeing how the teachings all piece together, and with Venerable Seppel's teaching, is coming up, like forming something up. I don't know what is it, just slowly piece it up. So that's where I am. And then, so we're talking about mind training. And so one thing that happened recently, and I really hope to work on it, is that my plans actually changed 6 times that day. And I could see the mind that at the 4th time I went like, if this is going to change again, and then it's like, oh, that's anger. It's like, hey. So when I catch it, it's like, how do I turn it around so that, I don't get frustrated when it starts changing again? And it really did change again. So what I did was I remind myself about impermanence, like everything is changing moment by moment, even my mind. So if things can change 4 times, 6 times, I can change my mind too. Impermanence is not just everything that's bad. It can be something useful too. And then it also reminds me that heart, what did I set out to do? Like all the things that I've been doing is to serve the Sangha, to serve the community. So that motivation is there. Why do I want to taint it just because it changes? So it doesn't make sense when you come out with something good and then because of some changes it becomes something bad. No, I'm not going to do that. So yeah, that helped. And also another thing was, would I act out worse? Like when things changes, people get frustrated, and then all I wanted to do was just support, because if it was me, I could have acted out worse. So why can't I give some empathy to them? So I think like putting myself into their positions, putting myself into their shoes and thinking about them also helps me to change mine a bit. Yeah, and the last one that I did was thinking of it as a task. So it's like, I have a list of things to do because I'm always late and I'm trying to be very intentional to be on time. So I started writing a list of things to do. Venerable Thapa helped me with this, like you write a list of things to do. And then when I write a list, it becomes a task. So I got to be like mindful, like, hey, these are offerings, like these are my service to the 3 jewels. It's not just tick off the list. So I'm trying to balance between doing the tasks or doing these offerings and yet at the same time be on time. So that's how I turn the mind. And then the second incident that came up recently was, we got stuck in the forest with the mud. And then I really need fortitude for that. And then there were many times like I could see the mind that goes, can I just take a lopper and saw and just go up to the woods and then start chopping things and then, make the floor nicely so that the truck can go up, we don't get stuck again. And there's this kind of frustration inside and it's like, oh, that's frustration. So there is anger, it's a form of anger. So I really need to ask myself like, what is the need of the community now? Instead of doing what I want, when I want, whatever I want, and then it's like, that's very self-centered again. So it's all about myself, so I need to see like the broader view of what people really need so that we can support in that way instead of just my things. Yeah. So recently we listened to the Holiness teaching. The Holiness Dalai Lama, he actually taught about bodhicitta, and he mentioned about chanting the Om Mani Padme Hum to be very intentional on the meaning of it instead of just blindly doing the chant. So I've been trying to be very mindful and intentional with all my actions. So one of the verse that I've been using was on Shantideva. He says, whatever joy there is in the world, all comes from desiring others to be happy. And whatever suffering is there in the world, it comes from desiring myself to be happy. So it's the big me. So if I do not actually exchange my happiness for the suffering of others, not only shall I not attain the state of a Buddha, even in cyclic existence, I have no joy. So while being very intentional, whenever I experience joy, I see beautiful flowers, the flowers are blooming here, beautiful weather, scenery, I just offer it to the 3 jewels because without the Buddha teaching the Dharma, I wouldn't know what are the right causes to create. So if I don't know what the right causes to create, I'll be born in miserable realms, I cannot help other people, there is no bodhicitta to begin with. So anything now that I feel that is beautiful, is nice, I'll just offer to the 3 jewels. So with this, thank you for listening, and with all this virtuous mind and creating all the virtues today, that those who are going to pick the bhikshunis, those that are running errands, and then offering service around here, may we offer all this to the 3 jewels and continue the path to bodhicitta. Thank you.